Dr. Udai Shankar Singh is extremely knowledgeable in many fields. He is, of course, a PhD in chemistry, but his interest in astronomy, physics, chemistry, biology, history, sociology, geography, these are phenomenal. And the combination of all these, he puts into very understandable logic. And so today I would like to put a question to him. How was this earth formed? If you can give us a brief answer.
So the earth and every single atom on it was formed, every single atom on it is the result of the explosion of a previous star, a much larger one. And all that matter that came from that star. Okay. So large stars can make much larger atoms than our sun can make. And eventually, all that matter under the effects of gravity starts to coalesce. Things collide with each other, they stick or they rebound, and eventually bodies are formed. Now, these bodies can be made of hydrogen and helium left over from that star, and so we get gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune, etc. The inner bodies like Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are formed from the collision of what we would now call asteroids. And we still have a lot, millions of these asteroids left over that are between Mars and Jupiter. So all these collisions eventually coalesce and you get under gravity. Gravity is the key. And they form a body. And essentially, this is how the moon was formed because some another planet, probably approximately the size of the Earth, about 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth was formed. Shortly afterwards, these two planets, because their orbits around the sun under gravity again, were so close to each other that they collided with each other. And so parts flew off. Because the Earth was larger, the moon, as it coalesced with all these parts, started to rotate around the Earth because of the Earth's gravity. Because the moon is about one-sixth the size of the Earth.
But we hear that moon has been a part of Earth sometimes, and it has separated from Earth. Is that right?
No, it was formed from the collision of two planets, or planetoids, you can call them. But the Earth was bigger. The thing that hit it, another planet, was smaller. So then, you're talking about humongous bodies, right? And so all these things fly off, rocks and stuff, right? But then the Earth is still there and it is still exerting gravity. So these things that are, flying off under the gravity of the Earth, they start to coalesce and slowly form a body. That body became the moon.
Okay. Okay.
And so that's another interesting question because without our moon, which is very special, there are many, many moons in our solar systems. We only have one. Mars has, for example, two, much smaller than our moon. But without that moon, there would be no life on Earth. That is a question for another.
Coming back to Earth, tell me all the minerals and you see like gold and
Right.
silver and all. Where have they come from?
These all came in the very last moments of the explosion of a very large star, what we call a supernova.
Where they were not made in on Earth?
Not a single atom that exists on this planet, not a one single atom was formed on Earth. Not one. Only some synthetic, atoms that have a very, very short life span, nanoseconds. that we have made synthetically in accelerators, linear accelerators, to study them, to see, can can we make bigger and bigger atoms? So those are synthetic, but really up to 92 on the periodic table, uranium is as far as we can go. And all those atoms, gold and uranium and silver and all these things, these were made in the very last moment, the death throes of this very large star, what we call a supernova.
And what happens if sun finally explodes? What will happen?
The sun will explode. It will not explode. What it will do, the sun is not big enough to explode. So the sun is in midlife right now. So it has about 5 billion years more to go. And so the way it will die, it will run out of fuel. So what it is doing is basically converting hydrogen into helium and then other elements. But because it's not big enough, it can only go so far on the periodic table, around carbon, maybe oxygen. That's it. It does not have enough gravity to create, through nuclear fusion, heavier elements. So what will it do? Well, as the fight between gravity, which is trying to hold the sun together, and the nuclear fusion, which is trying to blow the star apart, that struggle that is going on, eventually when the fuel runs out and you don't have nuclear fusion, then then slowly the star will actually get bigger and bigger. Now, it may get large enough to swallow the Earth. It definitely will swallow Mercury and Venus. But then it will start to collapse on itself because of gravity. And then there's no fuel left, to give us light. Anything on Earth, including the atmosphere, will be blown away long before that. Life will cease to exist in any form, obviously.
Thank you so much, Dr. Singh. It's been really nice talking to you.
You're welcome.